striking and killing him. Jones had just left a gig where he was the drummer and was planning to play the next morning in church.
My nephew was broken down on the side of the road.
Broken down in the middle of the night, Jones had called roadside assistance and was waiting for a tow truck when a plainclothes officer wearing a baseball cap approached in an unmarked van.
As the officer exited his vehicle, he was suddenly confronted by an armed subject. As a result of the confrontation, the officer discharged his firearm, resulting in the death of Mr. Corey Jones.
But both the prosecutor and the Jones family attorney say Corey never fired his weapon. The family attorney says his body was found 80 to 100 feet away from his vehicle, making it seem as though he might have possibly tried to run away.
We know that this officer was in plain clothes. We know that he had no badge to display to Corey. Corey had no way of knowing who he was.
The officer, Newman Raja, was working a burglary detail that night and had no body or dashboard camera. He's now on paid leave, and many in the community are left wondering how a man with no criminal record ended up dead.
A laid-back young man, non-confrontational, which is why I'm finding this so hard to believe.
But Officer Raja's records with his previous employer show otherwise, including being in possession of and failing to report morphine pills, evidence he had seized 3 weeks prior from a suspect. At the time, he cited work-related issues, something he failed to mention on his application for the Palm Beach Garden Police Department, a job he's held for just 6 months.
This is a situation that cries out for answers. It cries out for transparency. It cries out for the police to give this family information.
Information that may be found in the phone calls Corey Jones made to roadside assistance that night, 15 in all. The last one was made at 3:10 a.m. and lasted for 53 minutes. That's well into the time frame undercover Officer Raja had arrived on the scene, meaning the incident may have been recorded by the call center. For now, the Jones family and friends are left to grieve.
I'm just really sad for Corey's family. They lost an amazing person.
And remember,
lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
And seek justice.
See what they see.
Well, it's obviously an incredibly difficult time for the Jones family, certainly for CJ and Melissa Jones, Corey's brother and sister. I spoke with them, as well as Daryl Parks, an attorney for the family, earlier. First of all, thank you all so much for being with us. I know this is just a horrible time for your family, obviously. CJ, first of all, how are you holding up?
I'm holding up pretty good, man. I'm just maintaining, just trying to get everything done for Corey and get these funeral arrangements done, and just hoping that everything comes out successfully like we know it will be.
There are reports, there are phone records indicating Corey was on the phone with AT&T roadside assistance during the confrontation, and that it may have actually been recorded. I'm wondering if you've seen those phone records, or if your family has, and do you know if in fact that call was recorded?
Right now, that's what they're saying, that it might have been recorded. We actually don't know if that's true or not yet. We haven't had the phone records in our possessions yet, so we're not sure on that case yet.
Melissa, what do you think happened out there? I know your family has said that the state's attorney office told you that the officer Raja never showed his badge and that your brother never fired his weapon. The state's attorney office, they won't confirm that independently yet, but what do you think happened out there the night your brother was killed?
Well, that's what we're here for. We're looking for answers. We don't really know what happened, but I do know that, my brother is a victim, and we're looking for justice for him, and no matter what it takes, I'm going to make sure I see that day happen.
And Melissa, your brother legally purchased a gun. He had a permit to conceal that gun. Did Corey ever share with you why he felt he needed a gun?
Well, my brother, he works in the field of his profession in drumming and things like that. So he has to have protection on him of that degree, because he has drums that are costly, and also he's out at late hours. So to have protection like that is necessary for him.
CJ, what was Corey like? I mean, is he the type of person to have engaged with authorities if confronted?
Man, if anybody say police, man, we get into the ground. I mean, Corey is not that kind of person, or not even has the character to even. He never even shot a gun before. Let's put it like that. He never even shot it. He just purchased the gun. The receipt was in the box. Everything was there. So, there's no way possible. My brother's been pulled over multiple times by the police, and I know every time that he's pulled over because he'll call me. So, there's that's not right. That's not the Corey that we know.
Daryl, I mean, you've said all along the family wants to know the truth. Melissa said that as well, the full story about what happened that night. At this point, for you, what are the biggest unanswered questions?
Well, without question, we want to know what the officer's full statement was. We want to know what did the forensics show and the evidence that was done that night by the investigation by both the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and the State Attorney's Office. We certainly welcome the support from the FBI in this investigation, but we expect that, one, that this investigation must be efficient and it must be speedy so that the public can know the truth about what happened on that night.
Melissa, what do you want people to know about your brother?
I want people to know that he was a level-headed person, a person that can really give you advice about life, even if he didn't experience it. He was just full of wisdom. He was very peaceful, very funny. He had jokes for days. A person that would serve, at any given time. And he loved people. He loved the Lord. And I really want people to see the person, who he truly was and not who they trying to portray him to be. But, character speaks for itself. You really don't have to fight that hard for somebody's character when it speaks for itself. So whatever the naysayers say, I know who my brother was.
Well, Melissa and CJ, I'm so sorry that we're talking under these circumstances, and we'll continue to follow this and wish you the best. Daryl Parks, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just add tonight the backlash over Hillary Clinton's